Hey, got a great verse here, and it's a verse we've all heard before. And man, like I was saying the other day, if you cannot see the season that we're in right now, this is your last warning. Man, I'm telling you, we are so close. We are definitely in that time frame. Judgment's coming, no doubt about it. Look, they're calling evil good, good evil, and it's actually the verse I have here. It's Isaiah 5, verse 20. Okay, so what? They're censoring anybody who tries to put out the truth. Like I said, I read straight from OSHA guidelines about these things, and they removed it and said it violated their policy, even though I was reading it verbatim from OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Act. Okay, and I put out a real short video. I didn't even say a word. I was just showing pictures of patents you can actually look up. Okay, and I said, is this the mark of the beast? And they put that out, violates medical something, whatever they said. Look, oh man, look what's happening May 1st. The government and their great wisdom, if you have good credit, like I've been looking for a house for a couple years now, right? And prices are so artificially inflated right now because they've allowed foreign entities through different corporations to buy up all single family homes, which is keeping the prices way inflated because they're just buying up all the single family homes. And BlackRock especially bought up a lot of them, and I'm not sure where they're based out of actually, but anyways. And so the interest rates starting May 1st, if you have good credit, a good credit score, you're going to be charged a higher interest rate than those people who have a bad credit score. How the hell is that? And also with if you're able to put like 20% down on a home, you're going to, I'm not sure what the penalty is, but there's another penalty you're going to have to pay, or they're doing away with that because you used to be able to get rid of that PMI insurance, right? If you put at least 20% down. But now I think you have to put down like 25 or higher percentage to get rid of that. Whatever it is, you're being penalized for doing what's right, working hard and paying your bills on time. So you're getting penalized for that, while people who don't do that are getting a better credit. And look, here's the thing, man, people who are using self-defense or had to, and it's always a last resort, no doubt about it. I mean, when you have, no other options, you have to defend yourself, your family, or friend, or whatever. It's a last resort. I hope I never have to do that. People who've done it are going to prison because they've saved their own lives or someone else's lives, and they're being charged with crimes and going to prison, even though they've protected themselves or someone else against a lifetime criminal who somehow is still out walking around the streets committing more crimes. So how crazy is that? And look, I was in Motor T when I was in the Marine Corps, right? I was a heavy equipment operator. I drove all kinds of vehicles, all these government vehicles, right? Big ones, small ones, all, Jeeps, Hummers, trucks, Cut-Bs, 6x, all this. And plus, when I got out, I signed up for the GI Bill. I contributed a certain amount of money. I had enough to get a degree, associate's degree in electronic communication systems, right? Because I thought that was the field to go into. So I applied at the post office, and I think I put this out there maybe years ago, but I applied for the post office. I was turned down 3 times. I'm a veteran. I drove every vehicle the government had when I was in the Marine Corps, basically. Not all of them, but a lot of them, most of them. And I had a degree in electronic communication system, but the post office wouldn't hire me. So I changed a little thing about my ethnicity on the application. I think it was the third time. Okay, so I was turned down twice. Third time I said, I'm going to change something just to see what happens. And sure as shit, they called me and said, you're hired. Come on down for orientation. So there's that. And my point being this, two wrongs don't make a right, okay? So that's what I'm going to say about that. So it's horrible. You can never judge a book by its cover. Take everybody individually by the content of their character, and people might do an awful thing. You could look at me occasionally when I'm ticked off in traffic or someone makes me so angry that I want to knock their teeth out or something, which I'm I'm losing the ability to do, and I should never want to do that anyways. But, but people get in your face and like threaten you, and then Yeah, sometimes it's, but now, since I've been born again, it's usually like a misunderstanding. I try to think things through a lot more and empathize with the person to understand where they're coming from or what happened, and do whatever I can to make up or whatever. And those things are very rare that occur. But anyways, this is Isaiah 5:20. So the world is being turned upside down. Good's being called evil. Evil's being called good. The whole thing is it's fulfilling this what was written in Isaiah, no doubt. Isaiah 5:20. So I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to go over it the way His Spirit led me through it. And I'm looking at all the words, taking them back to their origins, and there's certain words in here, like when I'm looking at the bear, Thayer's, Mounts, translation, Strong's translation, there's words that stand out, and His Holy Spirit will tell me to look them up. Even some words that I think I already know, or mostly a lot of words that I've never seen before. He'll say, look it up, because that has more meaning that you need to put down in what you're writing. Okay, so here we go. Isaiah 5 verses 20, and I'm going to read through 24, but there's really just one other verse I want to go over a few words because it's vitally important to understand. So here we go. Isaiah 5 verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Now, when you look at all the things this can mean, it's so amazing. And it's in hindsight, everything's 20/20 in hindsight, right? You can see things clearly. Well, you should be able to see this real clear because it's in hindsight now. You see what's happening in the world, and this verse is laying it out there right now where we're at. So, woe, and this means a warning. It's a warning of grief and despair for all who covet and crave and lust after the riches and pleasures of this world, greedily, who do it greedily. There's nothing wrong with working hard and saving up money and buying a home and providing for your family and maybe even putting away some money because we're one of the wealthiest nations in the world, right? But that's going to be taken away, no doubt about it. They just want workers and the rulers. That's all they want. So anyways, so this is a warning basically to those who are greedily lusting after all the riches and pleasures of this world. And to those who believe in their hearts and minds through their own pride and arrogance, and by the words that they speak and the things that they do, it causes misery, pain, and loss and distress. And they do this by manipulation and false accusations, and by cursing, like vexing, put a curse on others, and acting unethically, conducting business unethically, pretending to be friendly to others, but all the while they are using them to attain their own goals and enrich themselves and benefit themselves or their friends or their donors or whatever it is, right? So there's that, to benefit and enrich themselves. So they act like your friend and act like they're doing you a favor. Doesn't this kind of sound like a lot of politicians, basically? So I'll just say that. So acting like they're leading people to greener pastures, right? So they act like they're leading people to a greener pasture. Like, oh, your future will be better if you follow us, right? They act like they lead people to greener pastures, but all the while they're using them and stealing away their inheritance, their wealth, and their rights. They're oppressing them. They're taking their rights and their inheritance and their wealth, right? And they act like they are doing what they are doing is good and right and for the benefit of all, pretending to be loving and compassionate. They pretend to be loving and compassionate by spreading wealth and prosperity, that saying that that's what they're going to do, but all the while they're oppressing people and enslaving people, okay? And likewise, they also accuse all who are kind and good and who belong to God and who do their best, doing our best, that's all we can do, right? Do our best to act right and to deal with others fairly, and who try to expose the evil deeds of those who act wickedly and who are doing wrong, okay? They accuse them of doing evil, wicked, and immoral things. They accuse those who are trying to do what's right of doing wrong. And they accuse them of creating mischief, chaos, confusion, division, like spreading conspiracy theories that always later turn out to be true, oddly enough, right? So they try to hurt them and afflict them. So they try to hurt these people who are just trying to do what's right and good for the benefit of all, with a true heart, who have nothing but good intentions for their fellow man, try to do what's right and good. So these other people, and plus they're trying to expose the evil, so people will wake up and start to do what's right themselves, so that they try to hurt them and afflict them, cause them pain and misery and loss, maybe losing their job or losing their position. And look what just happened to Tucker Carlson and other people who speak out for the truth, right? Pointing out their lies and deception. They call them criminals. They'll put them in jail. All these things cause them to lose their job. All kinds of things, okay? So they are unkind to them, and they are vicious. They're vicious in their disposition towards them, to those who are trying to do what was right and good and walking in the light. Okay, so they're vicious in their disposition towards them, them that try to do what is good and right. Okay, so they put darkness, lies, deceit, and ignorance of things that people are unaware of. So these people that are unaware of things that have been hidden from them, that they do in secret, in darkness, right? And they conceal the truth about it, right? They'll say, oh, this is for this, but it actually does the exact opposite. It's so crazy how they do that, right? Oh, this is what we're doing, but they're actually doing the exact opposite. It's so crazy. So they can try to conceal the truth about it, to cause confusion and division. They believe that confusion and division, and by concealing the truth, they believe this to be good, and they put it forth. But it only benefits them, okay? And they put it forth as light, as truth. They put it forth as the truth, and to them, it is what makes them prosper. So by concealing the truth and lying and treating people unfairly and unright and saying, oh, this is right when it's actually wrong or whatever. So it's all for their own advantage. So it does prosper them. They prosper from this wickedness. And they accuse all who try to expose their evil ways of doing these things, who walk in the light of the truth, all who are walking in the light of the truth and try to do what is right. Okay? They accuse them of being ignorant themselves. They accuse those people of being ignorant and spreading conspiracy theories and all these things. So they try to accuse them of being ignorant, racist, and everything else, right? Of being ignorant and not knowing the truth. And they say they are the ones that are causing chaos and confusion and division, when it's actually the opposite, okay? They put and hold up as this harlot, this world, like all the riches and pleasures that are in this world. They hold this up, okay, as of great value, okay? That cause, and this causes strife and bitterness, okay? And the wickedness that these enriches them, okay? That cause strife. So they hold up this harlot, like the things of this world, the riches and pleasures of this world, that actually cause strife and bitterness and wickedness that they enrich themselves with, and it provokes others. Because look, when all you're seeing flashed on TV is how these movie stars are living, or the Kardashians, or these people that seem to never go to work, oddly, or they sit at home on a computer, oh, they're working so hard. I'm not saying that's difficult. I know it is a hard job, and it's stressing, and it can cause all kinds of issues with your eyes, your back, your neck, and hands, all kinds of things. I understand that, okay? But you just look at what other people have. It causes people strife and covetousness, and like, man, I want that, I should have that. Why do they have it and I don't? I'm working hard, or this or that, whatever, right? So it does cause strife among mankind, okay? So they want everyone to come down to their level, by diluting the truth. They dilute the truth. Isn't that what Satan did in the beginning? Okay, so they say that this is what you should be after. This is what is pleasant and sweet, that one ought to relish, to gravitate towards, to greatly enjoy, okay? That releases one from the hold of poverty. So they're saying, if you just dilute the truth and come along with us, do what we tell you to do, it will release you from poverty, so you can enjoy all the pleasures of this world that this world has to offer. And they call speaking the truth and doing what is right and honorable, people who tell the truth, speak the truth, okay, and they correct their mistakes when they make a mistake. They admit their own fault, and that's hard for people to do, admit when they're wrong and do whatever they can to correct their mistakes. And people who treat others with dignity and respect and give a helping hand wherever it's needed to whoever needs it, right? People who work hard, like they're working for God, right? People who work hard and take pride in whatever it is they do doing their job to the best of their ability. They believe that this is wrong and it's too big, too burdensome. It's too burdensome, causing them to be left behind. So they see what people work for and stuff, and they want what others get by working hard and doing what's right and doing the truth. They want it, but they're unwilling to work for it, right? It causes discontent in their own lives, with their own lot in life, like what they have, right? It causes discontent, thinking it to be unfair that others have all this stuff and they do not. So they don't have what someone else does, whether it's earthly riches, goods, or good relationships, or just being in a state of contentness, right? I don't know if that's a word, being content. Okay, so they look at that and it angers them, right? And there was this word, choler, Choler, which the Spirit, I think even in Strong's, Holy Spirit told me to look it up. It says, and it makes them angry, and they think it's worthless and ignorant to have to work this hard and sacrifice and do all these things to have to do hard work and honest work and be honest to attain all the things that they want of this world that they desire for themselves. And look what's going on. Like all these blue ran cities and places, they're decriminalizing like car break-ins, and they're just letting the people off with a slap on the wrist. And they're saying like Target, Walmart, all these stores that are closing in the big cities because they're being just tore apart and raided by giant groups of people going in there and just taking what they want without working for it and paying for it, because they made it like not a crime. It's still a crime, but if you take less than $1,000, it's like just a misdemeanor. It's like a slap on the wrist. So people are getting together in big groups and just raiding these stores. And these stores are sustaining such loss, and some of their employees have been hurt and threatened and everything else, that they're just packing up and moving out of these places that are doing it, that are allowing them to do that, right? So it's pretty crazy what's going on. Good is evil, and evil is being called good. Okay, so I mean, how can you charge someone who's worked hard and paid all their bills on time and who has a good credit score? You're penalizing them and making them pay a higher interest rate than those people who don't do that. How is that even right? It's just so wrong. It really ticks me off because I'm looking for a house, right? So, woe unto them that are wise in their... Now, this is verse 21. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Okay, now verse 22. There's some words here that are very, very... 22 and 23, actually. Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine and men of strength to mingle strong drink. Does that even make sense? Do you understand what that's saying? So when you take a deeper look at it, this is the way the Spirit showed me. So woe unto them that are in positions of power and use their positions of power and influence to strengthen themselves, and they feast on the wealth of others' work. They feast on the wealth of others' work, like taxing us to death, maybe, kind of, and then they just live like kings and spend it however the heck they want, giving it to their donors, which always comes back to their coffers and stuff, right? Basically, through their nonprofits and whatever. Right? Oh, we'll give you $10 billion, but yeah, billions coming back into our campaign fund or our nonprofit or whatever. I mean, that's the way that works, right? It's been doing like that forever. So anyways, that steal the wealth of others' work and talents, right? They feast on it. So they take it in. So they're using their positions of power and influence to strengthen themselves, to feasting on others' wealth and talents and work. Okay, and what's this word? Drink wine. And I've seen this word imbibe, by influencing the minds. So these people influence the minds of others by giving them things that they have not earned themselves, And they do this. So they promise people the world, oh, we're going to give you this, we're going to give you that, we're going to give you all these things. And they do that so that these people will side with them and keep them in power, basically. And aren't we seeing that? Okay, so, and it says all right here, and men of strength to mingle strong drink. These men, this word is it's a Hebrew word. This is in the Old Testament, Isaiah. It's 582. Mankind who act as their henchmen. Basically, this is the way His Spirit laid it to me. So these men and women, whatever, mankind, who act as their henchmen and help them carry out and enforce their wicked plans. So these people who use their positions of power and influence to steal the wealth of others, okay, and they influence the minds of the voters, basically, of people by promising all kinds of things without working to earn it. So they promise to give them all these things so that they'll side with them and influence their minds. And this imbibe means like a sponge sucking up, or by influencing someone's mind by what you're speaking or putting into it, like sucking it up like a sponge, right? So that help them carry out and enforce their wicked plans. And then this other word, strength to make, and men of strength to mingle strong drink. So these henchmen that work for these people in positions of power, and through their own wealth, people like all these billionaires that keep pouring money into all these groups and all these other things that keep doing wicked things, basically, okay? Through their wealth and positions, they have armies, basically foot soldiers, these other groups, right? Who, or it could be like a judge who sides with them and uses the law to carry out, uses the police officers or whatever, or soldiers, it says. Others, so they use their wealth and positions of power through their foot soldiers so others will obey their commands by force. They use it by force through their wealth and their strength and their positions of prominence and everything. They're like the henchmen of these other people who are in power, actually pulling the strings, right? Okay, and to mingle with strong links. Basically, they do this by mixing lies with deceit. So they make it easy, and it says strong drink, which is 79:41, by making it easy for these henchmen or the police or the military or whoever else think they're doing right when it's actually wrong. So they mix lies with deceit. They mix lies and deceit with the truth. So they make it easy for these other people to carry, to consume, to drink in their mind. So it makes it easier for them. Oh, I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing what I'm told, and they do it basically, which justify the wicked for a reward. Now this reward, so they get paid for doing their job, and they get to keep their jobs and keep working and keep having an income. So it justifies these people who are wicked, and they do it for a reward, basically just to have their jobs and money and everything, and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him. So they take away the righteousness of those who are righteous from him. Those who are trying to do what's right, they make them look like the evil doers here. They'll put you in jail for just standing up for your rights or what's right and true, right? If you speak the truth or whatever, you're getting thrown in jail. And like all these people who are whistleblowing, go into jail, right? So 24, therefore, as the fire devoureth the stubble and the flame consumeth the chaff. These people need to think about this. So their root shall be as rottenness, and their blossom shall go up as dust, because they have cast away the law of the Lord of hosts and despised the word of the Holy One of Israel. And I don't know if that's, the way it originally was, because I know everything's changing. If you don't believe that, look up Truth Shock TV. Just look that up. Now, here's something important. I'm going to attach a video in the comment section, which you must watch, and watch it all the way, because the first 5 minutes you're going to be like, oh, I already know this is happening, but there's so much contained in this video, and it's Tucker Carlson who put it out there, and he just threw it out there, and you better watch it quick, because I don't think it'll be around for long. They'll probably take it down real quick, because he really threw some truth bombs out there. All right, so God bless you. Love and respect to everybody, right? And it's so funny, I go to work and people brag about getting paid good money, making over $100,000 a year, and they don't do nothing. They do almost nothing. They work harder at getting out of work than they do at working. You know, it's so crazy. And they get away with it. Why do you think you're paying so much for a car? Because our plants are full of them. 30 to 50% absenteeism in the production, not trades. Trades, you don't have, if people are absent, they arrange it ahead of time and stuff. I'm not saying that there isn't absences, but absenteeism rate is like very low, under 5%, very, very low on a daily basis. But like the people who do like the majority of the work, you know, as far as unloading parts or running parts through the lines or putting the vehicles together and stuff like that, 30 to 50% absenteeism, and they still got their job, and they think they deserve that job. It's the craziest thing. Fire them. I'd fire them and get someone in who's going to show up every day, and if they do take time off, they're going to schedule it in advance and let you know so you can make arrangements for that. Anyways, there's that. All right, God bless you. Love and respect, everybody. Have a great day. This is probably going to take 10 hours. It probably won't be loaded up. It's only 2:40 right now. It'll be loaded up like 10 o'clock tonight, hopefully. All right, God bless you. Have a good one. Bye.